Power BI productivity tools. This time around, we're going to take a look at Tabular Editor 3. It's a productivity tool that helps you build your Power BI models and also some data analysis. It is a free tool. In this video, we're going to show you how to install Tabular Editor 3 and what it does and what are some of the features of Tabular Editor. Let's go to Tabular Editor, install, download, and show you how it looks in Power BI. Power BI and Tabular Editor, this is a productivity tool that will allow you to analyze your data models. We recently did videos on Bravo for Power BI and also DAX Studio for Power BI. And if you go to your search engine and type in Tabular Editor, the current version for August of 2023 is Tabular Editor 3. And you'll want to click on Tabular Editor 3. What will bring up is the Tabular Editor 3 interface, which is the ultimate productivity tool for analyst service and Power BI modeling. You can try Tabular Editor 3 for free, or you can buy Tabular Editor free. And also some of the different features. You've got productivity features. So it's definitely one of those things you're going to want to use. We're going to show you how to try the Tabular Editor and what you can do with Tabular Editor in Power BI. Now in Tabular Editor, there are some pricing options. You can buy the desktop version, which is $100 a year for a user. You can also buy a business version or an enterprise version. The desktop version does give you access to community support, Power BI development. Tabular Editor is one of the tools that you can download. Remember, Bravo is free and so is DAX Studio free for Tabular Editor. We're going to use a trial Tabular Editor for this video just to show you some of the capabilities. Tabular Editor 3, we are going to try the Tabular Editor 3 for free. And what you will have is a download option, and you are going to download Tabular Editor 3. It will show up in your search engine and then there on your download folder, and then from your download folder you can actually install Tabular Editor 3. So we're going to install Tabular Editor 3, and then we're going to go back inside Power BI and see where it shows. So then your options are Tabular Editor 3, and the setup wizard installs Tabular Editor 3, and it takes, depending on how fast your internet connection is and system, you can install this and your system will ask you if that's okay, and then we're going to go and see what it looks like once you get to Power BI in your installs. And the installation was successful. We will close that out and come back. And Tabular Editor, you must agree to the license terms and conditions. And it's 137 megabytes for Tabular Editor 3. And then it gives you options to create shortcuts. We will take off the desktop option, depending on if you want a desktop option, start menu programs, and the startup folder. So those are shortcut options. I'm going to uncheck those and install the rest of the Tabular 3 install, and we will see how it shows up in your Power BI folder. After the install of Power BI and Tabular Editor, you go to your external tools, and this is where you will see Tabular Editor 3. We've already done videos on DAX Studio and Bravo. If you want to watch those are also tools for optimizing your Power BI model, formatting your DAX, checking your model for efficiencies. Then at this point, we're going to open up Tabular Studio 3 and show you some of the options inside Tabular Editor 3. The first time you install the Tabular Editor 3, you will get a product activation screen. If you have purchased a license key, you will then input that license key. If you want to start a 30-day evaluation, that is what you are going to check, and then you click the next button and it's going to start the trial. It's going to ask you for your email address And if you want updates on Tabular 3, you can check that box. But what this allows you to do is try, and it'll say that the Tabular Editor 3 has been successfully activated, and you can manage your license and subscription. At that point, you'll just click Finish to close the wizard. Now you have Tabular Editor 3 installed and ready to use on your bar. Now remember, you can bring in your different models from a data file. If you want to check your tables, we're going to show you, you must have a data model open. Once you open a DAX model and then open up Tabular Editor 3, you can see how it brings in all of your tables from the current model that is open. It allows you to see how many days are remaining on your trial, or if you have a software license, that will disappear. You have options to write a new DAX query. You can also do a new Power Pivot grid. And other options that you may want to use is just seeing about optimizing your model. So these are some of the different options. You can open the model from a database. You've got all of your different options for your Tabular Model Explorer. If you want to see your different relationships, you can see that menu. This shows you all the relationships from your model, and it tells you what type of relationship it is. So you can see that. You can also see if you have any roles on the model. It also shows you your shared expressions. So this is a very practical tool that allows you to double check your model, look at your data sources. You can even look at your different relationships, what kind of relationships it is, and then all of the different tables. You can see the different columns in each of those tables. So then you have your main metal. The one thing you can do is refresh your model. You can even add a calculated table, add a calculation group, if you want to add a relationship or add a role, and then you can save that before you go back into Power BI. So it's very user-friendly. If you want to refresh your model, you can do an automatic refresh, a full refresh, or just do a calculate only on your refreshments. So if you choose to use a add calculated table, you'll get a message that comes up that you've made structural changes to the model metadata, which have not been yet synchronized. And if you do make a calculated table from here, you are going to want to make sure to sync that data up. Some of the other tools, you can do some preferences, you can customize your screen, and then from the table, you get some of the different options. You can script your DAX, calculate your table, add a measure if you want to add an additional measure. You'll notice under your measure table, you could create that new measure right inside Tabular Editor 3. So it's worth, again, if you buy the year license, it's $100. Otherwise, you can pay for it a month. You get a 17% discount if you buy it by the year. Tabular Editor 3, a way to analyze your data models, format your DAX, add additional calculated measures, and just a quicker way to see a look at your model view in Power BI. It's very similar to Bravo for Power BI and also DAX Studio for Power BI.